Did you know that the trillions of bacteria we carry in our gut might actually influence how our brain develops and how our brain functions? Yeah. And with this in mind, what we know is this might actually influence how our children on the spectrum experience life inside of them. Okay, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. I'm also going to offer some practical tips that parents and caregivers of our children on the spectrum can do to help really improve the gut health of our children. So let's dive in. So we have been hearing a lot about microbiome in the last few years, I would say 2-3 years. What exactly is microbiome? Microbiome is like an ecosystem of tiny living creatures which are found mainly in our gut. These will include the viruses, the bacteria, and the fungi. It's what we commonly hear, the probiotics. Okay, these are what they do is they help us to digest our food. They also help us to, the way our immune system responds to different conditions and different situations in our body. And now we also know they also help in how our brain functions and also how our brain develops. The things I think we have had this kitambo. I remember we were taught this in medical school. It's the gut-brain axis. What that simply means is the fact that our brain and our gut has a direct communication. And anytime you're stressed, you'll feel it in your gut. And anytime your gut has an issue, it will also manifest in your brain in terms of how you behave, in terms of how your immune system is, also in terms of how you process your emotions. And so in the last few years, what we've come to appreciate is the fact that people or individuals on the spectrum have less good bacteria in the gut, especially the two major ones, the bifidobacterium and the lactobacillus. Okay, and we do know that also people on the spectrum also have major gut issues. Okay, talk of constipation, talk of indigestion, talk of how the food insensitivity. So now the question is, what caused the other? And that's where the research is right now. Okay, is it that these children are already on the spectrum and so that affects their gut health, or is it now is the gut health that affects their behavior and their for them how their brain develops and all that? Okay, so we are yet to get an answer for that as far as science is concerned. However, the fact that individuals with autism have an imbalance of gut bacteria, also known as dysbiosis, it poses them a higher risk of having behavior challenges. So, a study that was done on mice in terms of their social behavior and anxiety levels, okay, when they were given less bifidobacterium and less lactobacillus. And what was shown, anytime these mice that had less bifidobacterium and lactobacillus were given more probiotics containing those two, bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, actually what happened is there was improvement of their behavior. Okay, now I should caution on this. Autism is not primarily a behavior problem. I've said this so many times. Autism is a neurodevelopmental difference. Okay, so and in this difference, that's where you find the way they behave is differently, the way they process their senses is differently. Okay, so when we talk of microbiome in autism, we are not saying now that when you now supplement with gut bacteria, you're actually going to cure autism. That's not what we are saying. And I think that's one of the myth and misconception that has been happening on the internet. That what is the cause of autism is dysbiosis, the imbalance of gut bacteria. The answer is no. That may cause your social anxiety, that may cause your, some of your mental health challenges like depression and all that, maybe. But autism is a neurodevelopmental difference. That's where the stem of autism is, okay? It may have these behaviors associated with autism, but just because those behaviors are there, it does not mean now everyone with those behaviors, they're actually on the spectrum. No, they're not. So we support the gut health, we support the probiotics to be given on our children, not so that they are able to be cured from autism. No, so it's so that they are able to adopt better. They are able to have less challenges as far as their behavior is concerned. Please, I want you to get that correctly. So, as parents, what are some of the practical tips that you can be able to give some of the things that you can be able to do to your children so that they are able to improve gut health? And this is not only for children on the spectrum, this is for all children. Okay, the first thing is, of course, a balanced diet. I know it sounds like a broken tape, but a balanced diet is everything that everybody needs for their body to be able to thrive. Okay, and by a balanced diet, I mean foods rich in whole foods, your nuts, your whole bread, your whole grains, your vegetables. Okay, so these your nuts, your whole grains, your vegetables, they help the good bacteria to grow in your gut. So the good bacteria feed on these. Whenever you are eating whole foods and processed foods, just remember you are also making the good bacteria to also thrive in your gut. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then the second thing is probiotic rich foods, and of course in this is a famous yogurt. Okay, we've always known that yogurt promotes good bacteria, and that is true, but also you can make others. Fermented vegetables, fermented foods are very good when it comes to growing of the good bacteria in your gut. One of the things that is really gaining popularity is kimchi. Kimchi is simply cabbages fermented in sea salt and water in brine. Some people would ferment cabbages on vinegar. What we are now knowing is that the sea salt and water, the brine, is better than vinegar. So, and this is something you can actually make at home. Just take your vegetable, your cabbage leaves, put it in a bottle, seal it in a tight jar bottle, add some sea salt and water, and leave it there for 3-4 days. And come and serve it in breakfast, or come and serve it with your other meals. Okay, so those are some of the probiotic rich foods. And then the third thing is prebiotics. And prebiotics are the foods that are actually fed by these bacteria to grow in your gut, other than the balanced diet. So things like specifically garlic, things like onions, things like bananas. Yes, bananas. Okay, they really help the probiotics to thrive. Okay, so yes, we say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now we need to talk about an apple and a banana a day. An apple is for the vitamin C, which we need for to boost our immunity, for the collagen and all that, but then also a banana for the sake of our gut health. So an apple a day and a banana a day will keep your doctor away. Okay, and then of course the fourth thing, again, this is one of the commonest things we say and sing, and we continue to sing, and this is about limiting processed foods, especially now that we are going to festive seasons. There's gonna be a lot of processed, fried chicken, fried fries, everything, like literally say it, the chocolates and all those things. Okay, so whatever you do, please limit processed food, the sausages and your bacons and all those things. Those things kill good bacteria, and you see, nature abhors vacuum. And so anytime you kill good bacteria, what thrives is the bad bacteria, and those are the ones that that's making you have issues of your gut and your stomach pains and constipations and all these insensitivities and all these reactions that we see in our body that we really do not understand. Okay, so those are the 4 things that parents should keep in mind anytime they are serving their children meals on the table. With time, I've been a pediatrician for this is actually I'm finishing my 12th year of being a pediatrician, and one thing that is, when you look at the trends, what we are currently seeing is a lot of tummy pains for children, and these are pains that you are going to investigate and do everything, and all the results are going to be normal. From my personal experience, at least for all the clients that I'm following up, all of them, whenever you start telling them from shifting from the meals, the processed meals and all that, to start very intentionally going into whole grains from breakfast to dinner, you find most of these pains and constipations and all these issues usually just clear by themselves. Okay, and that proves one thing, that your gut health really has a major role to play. Even for our children who are neurodiverse, we're talking about ADHD, things like ADD, social anxiety, or even anxiety disorders. Most of these people, when they start eating healthy, most of them you find they become much calmer and better, and they know how to process their emotions better. Okay, so gut health really does play a role when it comes to your behavior, and also how your body, immune system, and digestion happens. So just to wind up, I want to bring to your attention the fact that, this is such an evolving, it's such a very new field relating autism to the microbiome health. Okay. And so as much as you see when you're in this space where things are really, really evolving, we also tend to have a lot of misconception and a lot of myth. And I remember, I think one day somebody had shared with me a TikTok video from, I think she was a nutritionist or something, that was saying dysbiosis, the imbalance of the gut bacteria, is actually the cause of autism. Okay. And I remember watching that video. The information in there was actually correct, but the wording was wrong. Okay. So I want you to really, really be careful so that you are not able to, especially if you're a parent or a caregiver of a person on the spectrum. Sometimes you are in this desperate space of really wanting to fix your child. I just want to encourage you that be very careful when it comes to, you consuming information and then immediately wanting to act on it because you think it's going to be, the magic cure or the miracle cure of a person on the spectrum. Okay? What we should remember is autism is a neurodevelopmental difference. And in their difference, that's where the strength lies. Okay? Yes, they will have behavior challenges. And so if your concern is the behavior, now let us talk about the behavior and not the autistic person, because this is who they are. Okay? So, yes, so tell me, as a parent, what are some of the things that you do to your family or, to be able to make sure that the gut health of people in your family, in your home, is actually good? And if you're watching up to this moment, thank you so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know, what do you think about this? What have you read? What is interesting? And what are some of the things that you're going to adopt from now henceforth? Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Till then, I'll see you next time, and God bless you. Bye-bye.